Hi guys, Dragnartha here, doing, I'm sure you could figure out by now, the same thing I've been doing for a long time because people like it, and I'm still fond of the deck, even though it's inherently flawed in so many ways. I still like to find ways to make it fun, so a Noble Knight deck profile, again, like the 100th time. I will be making Yang Zing Zephyra when they get their support in the next month. I have Yosenju somewhere, but I believe I've gone and misplaced them, so hopefully someone finds them and hands them in. I think I took them out of my bag when I was taking other stuff out, and I forgot to put it back in because I wasn't realizing that. But anyway, I'll figure out that. The other thing I'm really upset about is my first ed Lancers, which aren't in this. I might go over some honorable mentions in this, but I'll have to go over some of the changes. Of course, there's a new meta at the moment, which is less spells and traps again. MST's not that great. I'm still not running Honest in here, which you maybe could, but no, probably not. I'd have to take out stuff for it, and yeah. Pot of Duality's honorable mentions for this. Forbidden Lance, honorable mentions. Can't really think of anything else. So, let's get cracking into this then, shall we? First is the Beard of Merlin. 3 melons. Let's zoom in on his beard. If you can't see that, well, I'm sorry. 3 melons to start with, which is obvious. 3 Madrots, which is obvious. You need to get your play started. People will say Boars is the best card in the deck. Boars sets you up for the rest of the game because it gets your Noble Arms ready for you doing your combos for the rest of the game. But the one that's actually going to set you up to actually get your monsters out is Madrot. You can go into rank 4s in the deck or rank 5s, you know, with 1 Noble Arms and Madrot. Boars just kind of makes it so that you can do other stuff. Yeah, don't know where I was going with that, but Madrot and Merlin are the kind of the play starters. Boars sets you up for the rest of the game and is good with brothers. So, again, these ones are back to the ones I'm running 3 of. Back to the only ones I'm running 3 of, because I've changed stuff again. We're back to 2 Boars and 2 brothers, because 3 Boars is just not necessary at all. And I found a neat trick with brothers. Absolutely hilarious. Been playing it. Especially now that meta is like still kind of Necros and Shadows. Shadows, they can hit over brothers' defense if they don't have window out, which a lot of times people go safely into window if not construct. Construct will obviously beat over him, but they're setting themselves back sometimes. They have to deal with brothers and the other card that's in later in the deck. Which I get into that later, but basically Brothers is a very nice wall, good recycle, and especially now that I'm playing less Noble Knights again, he's really nice to have, and he's a good card to start with, just being able to stall a little bit. He's won me some games. He's good against Necros because they need to get, like, Trish out against you. And they can't really Kaleidoscope Trish if you have another card out. I have to go into that. Basically, they can't attack over you with Unicorn. Clawspless can't do anything against it. And yeah, you kind of sit there laughing. Noble Knights have a decent matchup against Necros as long as you don't get Trish'd. Which is something that you should probably keep in mind. Then again, I'm not running Mind Crush, which I should, but I can't really find room. And also, I don't have Mind Crush. But yeah, there's other cards that have to stop that. Basically, there's 1 Trishula in their deck, and you just got to stop that. That's about it. Oh god. But they can't really beat over you with other ones. And I'll get into it a little bit later, like what I'm trying to get there with Brothers and why he's so good. But yeah, and 1 Black Lancelot. I will never take this card out of the deck. No, we've got a couple of cards missing, because that's the Noble Knight lineup. Oh, and Gwen, but that's going to kind of be Noble Arms. That's my Noble Knight lineup. I played this last night at Locals. It actually played very well, minus the bricks, which is inherent with the deck. And honestly, the only way they could really stop that is by protecting the draw or going first and hoping to God you can combo off. It's good not many people are playing Effect Veiler as much. But Yuki Usagi is going to come out, and that's going to be a shit to deal with. We're going to run it. I'm going to get 3 as soon as it comes out, hopefully. I've taken out Noble Knights before to see how the deck runs. As much as he is a brick. I've taken him out countless times before, and I've regretted it every single time I've taken him out. I've been like, shit, I can't do my combo, shit, I can't set up, blah, 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 blah. And I've lost games off doing so. Do not do that. Please to God, do not do that. Leave him in. If you want to run 3 boars, you can run 3 boars. You don't need 3 boars. 2 brothers, you can run at 1. But I like it at 2. I always liked it at 2. But a card I was never very fond of, and always ran at 1 because I never liked it, and for some reason I played it 2 at one point in time. He's now out. I made an executive decision that he was shit. He literally doesn't do anything for you. Congratulations, you can pop a card, Dristan. He's not going to keep you guys safe. He's not going to get anything more out. Unlike Brothers, you run a second Brothers, at least you can get that and that out from hand at the same turn. Tribute Brothers, tribute him, and search and get something off from that. Dristan is not going to do anything for you. It's not going to get you further into the game. All it's going to do is protect what you have. And that's the problem, Noble Knights. They need to get somewhere, and then they're fine. They're set. They can keep themselves protected. You don't really need Dristan. His effect is rather comical, really. It doesn't do a lot. And don't go questioning on this. I played the deck for long enough. Whenever I top deck him or see him, I kind of go... I mean, I wish the deck could run perfectly running 1 of each of Noble Knights, but it doesn't. Roundtable doesn't work as much as I wanted it to. There's no way to mass mill, otherwise Roundtable would work, and I could run 1 of each. I took Bedweir out last time you saw my Noble Knight deck profile for boars, and now I've taken the Dristan out for a Brothers, and it's still better. So yeah, I don't really need to go into that too much more. I'm not regretting that. And to Maxi in main board, you can have Veilers if you want, but I like Maxi just for the fact that the deck doesn't really have a big draw engine like other decks like Necros. Like they just literally replace their hand. Shadows can replace their hand, but Burning Abyss can replace their hand. Noble Knights can't. You have Brothers, you have Boars. That's about it you're going to get for replacing your hand. Not going to happen. Noble Knight lineup: 1 Arth, 1 Queen, 1 Caliburn, 2 Excalibur, 2 Destiny. They're off screen. Why am I doing that? And 2 Gallatin. So yeah, 2 Gallatin, 2 Destiny, 2 Excalibur, 1 Caliburn, 1 Arth, 1 Gwen. If you're going to say run 2 Caliburns, I'm going to say shut the fuck up, you're stupid, don't do that. 500 life points is nothing compared to the fact that your monster's going to get beaten over. Your opponent plays Shekinaga, what are you going to do? Okay, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to put Gallatin on my Madrot and attack over the top of Shekinaga. Get fucked. Then I'm going to use Madrot's effect, and then I'm going to bring out my Boars, and then I'm going to use my Boars' effect, and I'm going to set up, and then I'm not going to go on the rank 5, because that's dumb. That's if Shekinaga's in attack. If it's in defense, well, that's another problem. Deal with that another time. You're not going to get too far past that, but... yeah, basically... Caliburn at 2 is stupid. Why would you need to worry about getting 500 life points? A little bit more. It's not going to save you. You're better off with the Gallatin getting 1,000 attack points and beating over something with a Madrot. I mean, hey, a Madrot with a Gallatin can beat over a fucking Unicorn. Even the next turn after it's equipped, it can still beat over the Unicorn. And the turn after that, it can beat over a Unicorn as a trade. Or you put a Gwen on it, it'll beat over a Unicorn. And the turn after that, it'll still beat over the Unicorn. So, you know, putting a Caliburn, you put a Caliburn and a Gwen, it'll beat over the Unicorn, definitely, but that's if they both stay on. Both, yes. Gallatin's so much better. and obviously the other ones make sense as they are. You don't need 2 Caliburns. Fuck's sake, seriously, you don't. Run out 1, run out 1 half, 2 Excaliburs, 2 Destiny, 2 Gallatins. Yeah, that's good. That's what you need. I've tested and tried that for a long time. That's exactly what you should be running. That's good. Yeah. One last chapter, because 2 is a brick, 3 is even more of a brick. I don't know how people can actually play the deck with 3. Holy shit. It bricks as much as it is. You don't need fucking more of a brick. Exceptionally good card, however, don't get me wrong. You just don't have any ways to really set it up early and effectively. Bedwear is not an effective way to set this up, because you can't make another play turn 2 if Bedwear goes. Cool, you can bring Bedwear back on equip. Congratulations. You still can't withdraw it. Yes, so very, very good card. Exceptional card in the deck, but limited by what the deck actually does itself. Can't help that. Brothers does help this card out a lot by being able to recycle it, so don't get too upset. I do have 2 brothers in there that can recycle this card, and that's generally what you do. So yeah, very, very good card, and that rounds up the Noble Knight stuff and Veilers. Next up is 3 Rhoda, obviously, 1 Raigeki, 1 Book of Moon, and double MST, just because the meta's going to, you know, you don't have to worry about Cliffworts anymore, which is like probably the shittiest matchup you've had in a long time, with their triple skill drain and triple vanities. Yeah, don't have to worry about that. So MST's down to 2. Of course, I have more to go into with my extra deck, so don't worry about that. I do have the 3rd sided, but yes. And this is a card I've been talking about with brothers. It's so funny. Oh god, people fucking hate me for this. I was up against a hero deck, and he couldn't beat past my brothers because he didn't go to Anki or anything. And basically, he was sitting there with a Blade Armor Ninja and a Dark Law, and he could not beat past my brothers because I had this, and he couldn't go into anything. Kaiser Coliseum, which is at 2. I was trying to main 3. That does work, actually. Maining 3 does work. Oh, it's off screen again. I'm sorry. Kaiser Coliseum. It does work at 3, but I put it down to 2 just so I can run some other traps. And I took out all 3 mask changes main board, and I have 1 sideboarded. Because mask change does work in the deck, but you don't need it anymore, and it's kind of situational what matchup you'd even use it in against anyway. Obviously, if I was against something like what's that shit ass deck that beat me last night? Volcanics. If I was against Volcanics, I would love to have 3 mask change, but no. I have other cards for that, and Shattering Events out now too, so I might see what I can do with that. But yes, Kaiser Coliseum, basically, yeah, yeah. I've won so many games just by playing Kaiser Coliseum and sitting on a brothers in defense mode that they can't beat over, and they can't go into anything else because they can't place another monster on the field. If they have 1 monster, yeah, they contribute that and go into another one, but yeah, they can't. I don't know the exact ruling of Shadow Fusion, but it was ruled by YCS Sydney that you can't Shadow Fusion if you have 1 monster on the field already. Just weird things. Anyway, but yeah, surprisingly this is really good. It's at 2 because there are some matchups you don't want it at 3, like Shadows. You don't want to run 3 in Shadows matchup because it just doesn't work too well against them, and you generally be sitting on 2 the whole game, or 3. You won't be going into your extra deck and sitting on your XYZ, so yeah. Absolutely wrecks Burning Abyss matchup, along with a couple other things. Absolutely wrecks. The best one that wrecks is Necros, because they can't really kaleidoscope to get Trishul and something else out. That's the funniest thing. They can do a lot of other things, but they cannot do the kaleidoscope. So that's always good. And hopefully you have other traps to get rid of that, which the rest of my cards in the deck are traps, which is, if you've been counting, is 8 left, which is amazing because normally I don't have that. But yeah, Kaiser Cole plus 1 monster, which is what the deck's good with, especially now that you have brothers in defense. They can't even 101 it, let alone bring 101 out. Yeah, really, really good. Just trying it. Like I said, third one's inside. So yeah. BA's great against Shadows, not so great against Cliffords. Don't really exist, but still good against Cliffords. Very, very good, especially when they can't get skill drain anymore. What else? Yeah, that sums it up. And Necros pretty good against. A lot of Rogue is decent against, but not every single one, obviously. Trap lineup. Now, I was running 3 Kaisers in the main board last night, but I decided to change it a little bit up. And of course, the 1 mask change, which I was running main board, but again, decided to change it up a little bit. I took 1 Kaiser out, down to 2, as you see, and I took the mask change out of main board to run this in main board. Trap Tricks, Trap Hole Nightmare. I'm so glad this card has came back. It is quite a nice card. And a bit of a painful card, to be honest, because you really don't see it coming. But good card, good card. It'd be nice if I had the ultis, but yeah, this is going to save you in a lot of matchups. Contra comes out, kill that. Shekinaga's been out this turn, kill that. If you can manage to, that's not always going to happen. What else? Trishula comes out, kill the Trishula. You Trap Trick, Trap Hole Nightmare, and then you chain Bottomless Trap Hole. Pretty funny. Yeah. Basically, this card's going to win you a lot of shit. Next up is 1 Bottomless Trap Hole. As you probably could have figured out because I was saying it. And then 1 Torrential Tribute, which is not in foil because the other one was Mighty of Senju's, and yeah, that one missing. Bottomless Trap Hole is very good in this current meta. You know, banishing 1 for 1 has always been really good. Torrential Tribute's really good. I almost wish it was back at 2 again. But for now, it's at 1, it's good. Noble Knights can survive being torrential tributed on themselves. And you kind of want it for when your opponent goes the nuts. And you're like, well, out to that. Djinn doesn't really hurt you, Djinn lock, because usually people use Clawless anyway. But for the sake of, you know, kind of just killing shit, it's good. 1 Ring of Destruction, PGD, I was really lucky to get that. That is a secret, I believe. Actually, it's really weird. Oh, yeah, that's a secret. PGD, of course it is. Ring of Destruction is what I basically like to call the new Snatch Steal. You kind of need to be running that. It's such an amazing card. Yeah, I was really happy I could run this. 1 Vanity's Emptiness, because it is now one of those staple one-off trap cards. Don't worry too much about Warning. Warning's not going to do amazing work for you, but Vanities is really good, especially if you can lock up your opponent for half a turn. It will like screw up everything they want to do. Yeah, good card. And 2 Karma Cut. It's back! Oh! Yeah, I was kind of happy that I brought Karma Cut back, because I played lots of games. I'm like, fuck, I wish I had Karma Cut right now. Yeah. I'm happy it's back in. It's okay, guys. It's okay. Karma Cut's back in the deck. It's okay. Everything will be okay now. That ends the main board lineup and weirdness and etc. Yes, I was happy to put all this stuff in, and oh my god, it's so much better having trap cards than having so many other things that you don't want, like Tristan and Bedwear that just do nothing. Okay, extra deck, 1 Dark Lord, 1 Koga, because again I do have that mask change sided, and people might think I'm playing heroes if I have both of them on top, so that's always fun. 2 Artorias, obviously. I really wish I could play Black Lancelot so fucking much, but that's not going to happen. So I'm kind of upset. Unless, of course, I put Effect Valors in main board, and then I'd run 1. And then I'd be happy if I ever brought it out, but, you know. And obviously I have 3 of the Sacred King. Because the amount of games you're going to go into 3 of these is a lot more than the rest of the extra deck that you have. But in saying that, there's some still good cards in there that you'll go into once in a while. But yes, 2 and 3. I've played that so many times, trust me. I brought out 3, I wanted to bring out 3. I've had the chance to bring out 3. a lot more than a lot of other cards. So, yes, don't forget, when you play Brothers Effect, for the rest of the turn after it resolves, you can't bring out special summon any monster except for Noble Knights. Kind of works well with Master Change if you want to bring out Koga instead of Brothers. Merlin, you cannot special summon monsters for the same turn, except for Noble Knights, which means you can't even special summon Merlin the same turn that you want to use its effect to special summon the Noble Knight, the Lone Fly effect. But yes, you do get locked up a lot, basically is what I'm trying to say with this. So yeah. And last chapter doesn't lock you up, so that's good. Yeah, you get locked up a lot into Noble Knights, so yeah, don't complain. One Excalibur because Excalibur's good. One Blade Armor Ninja because Blade Armor Ninja's good. No, that's nothing to do with the OTK combo, they're just good cards. People are playing Gagaga Samurai or whatever the hell it is in any rank 4 decks, so why the hell would you not play Blade Armor? One Cowboy because once in a while it'll win you a game. One Beast Dweller because once in a while it'll win you a game. One Star Age Paladino because once in a while, yes. One Castel because once in a while it'll keep you in the game. Not win you it, just keep you in. A new card. Oh, so happy with the Prismatic Secret Rarity in this. Number 86, Heroic Champion, Rongo Minyad. I don't know. Fantastic card. You can't really use Brothers and bring out 2 other ones at level 4 from your hand and then go on him, which is unfortunate. Guess you could kind of sit on it. Unaffected by other cards, not too bad. But still, coming out at 3k and not being able to destroy a battle, pretty good. Pretty good for a rank 4. And the last one is a Volcasaurus, just because I don't know why. Why not? I almost said to myself I'd never play that card, but look, I'm playing it, hurrah. Honestly, I haven't used it yet, and I don't know many situations where I would use it. In saying that, I probably should find a Gaia Knight, but, you know, whatever. Extra sideboard, 2 effect failures. I really need to get that in Ultra. Should get that off House Run, really. 2 DD grounds. I was going to take them out, and then I realized, hey, Volcanics exist, and people still kind of do play Burning Abyss, and if Lucifer comes out and is really good, yeah, even more so. So, that's still in. 2 Fairy Winds, because Fairy Winds will get rid of a lot of back row heavy decks like Stellars when they try to finish chain everything in line, if they can. But not their sets. Talking about Stellars, Black Horn of Heaven, also good against Madolches, strangely enough. Yes, his card's back in. Also stops him going to Dante and Virgil. That's kind of funny, really. Not that I don't know if I'd actually run against them, but I maybe would run against to stop a Virgil summon. Yeah. Not too bad. 2 Imperial Iron Walls, because banishing stuff is annoying. You can kind of shut down decks by playing that. Decks that require banishing and blah blah blah, keep yourself alive. Don't need to go into that. Not as much Stellar hate as I used to have, but yeah, that's why I have Kaiser Coles. Anyway, 1 MST on the sideboard, 1 Last Change, and 1 Kaiser Cole. Like I've already said, in back row heavy decks, obviously, in situations where it's good, like against Volcanics, and you want to bring out Dark Law and Kaiser Cole. Because against Stellars, you kind of don't want them going off. Same with BAs and all that other shit that does that. 1 Maxi and then 1 Gwen. It's weird to see a lot of one-off cards, 5 of them, in the extra deck, but yeah, they kind of help. 3 of them are ones that just go up to having 3, I guess. Burning Abyss, hate. Burning Abyss, hate. Yeah, and obviously the Gwen in case you go up against a deck that wants to banish out your Gwens. But that doesn't happen very often. It's kind of just, if you come up against someone who knows to banish your Gwens, you put the second one in and take something else out. Anyway, that's been my Noble Knight deck profile. Hope you guys liked that. Don't forget to like, favorite, subscribe. It was a bit longer than what I wanted it to be. I wanted it to be less than 20 minutes generally when I do these. But I believed I needed to go over a few things because it has been a while. Explain some of the choices and changes in this. I've gone away from trying to use Dark Law because it doesn't always work out the way you want, and it's a lot of resources to burn to use it. Resources which the deck doesn't really get back for using, unless you use Boars with Dark Law, but even then it's a bit of a to kind of reset everything. So yeah, 2 brothers, 2 boars. Don't really need 3 boars. I guess you could try that if you want. Like, why not? But yeah, it's run a lot better. Amazing how much better than it's run in the past. I say that a lot, but generally I do try to make the deck better than it was. But yeah, having traps in a deck really does help. And oh my god, don't even start when we're still on Skull. Holy fuck. I don't know how people manage to get that card hyped. The card is shit. The card is absolutely fucking horrible. I played this in this deck, and it's like, hey, I know Noble Knights aren't the best deck in the world, okay? They're just a rogue deck, but in playtesting, using that card, the card's still horrible. You have one set card, your opponent gets rid of it. That's what's going to happen. Well, they go, oh look, that card's probably bad, probably should not let them keep that. Otherwise, you have 2 or 3 or more, and they're like, oh, I can't even play this card. Card is inherently bad, don't go buying it, fuck. Fucking hell, seriously, don't waste your money. The hype already started to die off when people realized, holy shit, this card's bad. Yes. But otherwise, 2 boars, 2 brothers, 1 Black Lancelot. Keep him in. Holy fuck, he's too good to take out. 3 Madrot, 3 Merlin. Runs well. And yes, this is out. See you later, Tristan. Don't forget to like, favorite, subscribe.